Rinpoche, you titled your book The Path to Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
What is awakening? What do you mean by awakening here?
Awakening means, simply I can say, awakening from ignorance, from the, our mind is totally overwhelmed by illusion. The reason of that you have illusion is from ignorance. Mm-hmm. You don't see your real essence of the mind. You don't see it. You don't realize it. You are totally trapped in the dream of the illusion. Yeah.
Okay.
It's constantly dreaming.
Okay.
Your mind is trapped in the constantly dreaming and different kinds of dreamings. Big dreams like you are in a realm and you are as one of the living beings in this realm and you live for maybe 100 years. It's a long dream. Small dream is why you are sleeping, you have a lot of dream. How you can experience when your mind is totally controlled by your dreams. And when you wake up, then dreams disappearing. It is because dreams were never exist. So if you realize the non-existence essence of mind, then all illusions will be vanished. That's why awakening.
Okay. So this basic illusion or basic ignorance is what we're awakening from. Mm-hmm. When we think of ignorance many times in the West, we think also of lack of knowledge. Mm-hmm. So if we are not knowledgeable about a particular topic, we're ignorant about that subject. Mm-hmm. What is the difference between this knowledge and something like wisdom?
No, here ignorant is, let's say, diluted mind is ignorance. Mm-hmm. Or you can say experience of the dualistic mind. Like object and subject, then you cooperate with it, then constantly you are in the illusion. Okay. So this is different than the normal ignorant.
Mm-hmm. So if the ignorance is coming from the dualistic mind, and a lot of times in the text they might talk about the dualistic mind and how that might relate to the self or the ego. So what is the understanding we should have about the
ignorance
self or the ego?
is here. Then, of course, this is meditation, and especially meditation for enlightenment, and which is beyond of our normal concept. When we describe it, we have to use our terms, which may not be so accurate to mean it, but through deductions you can understand, roughly. Here, ignorant does not mean our normal ignorance. Mm-hmm. Normal ignorant, you may say, oh, you don't know how to follow the road, therefore you got awkward accident, or ignorant. That's very small ignorance. Here, our ignorant is, you yourself don't know what is the real cause of constant delusion you have. That's the ignorant. When you wake up, when you wake up from that ignorance, then you will know what was the ignorant in the past that you had. Mm-hmm. You will realize that time.
How does this relate directly to happiness? We talk a lot about seeking for happiness.
Well,
happiness.
That is limitless happiness that, as I told you, we cannot describe in our normal words. Like human language is the language of cats to say something what they want. Like cats will try to tell you through some words, like meow, 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 like that. Compared to part of the wisdom, our language is the language of cats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we can use the deductions.
So in our language, we are reading a lot today in the popular media and other books, for example, written about mindfulness. There's a lot of discussion right now about mindfulness. how does that relate to awakening, and how is it different? What
Mindfulness is in the first part. The first part, meditation, is training for them to maintain, to engage in the mindfulness, state of mindfulness, and maintain it. The first practice. Through well-developed this of the mind training, then you can go along the path to awakening. Yes. So mind training, mindfulness is the first step, first technique. Through that you can go in. So mindfulness is in the it's simply concentration, but you have no habit of that. So you have to develop the spontaneous mindfulness.
And the process for this is the meditation.
Meditation, yeah. In the 7 points mind training is really aggregated of all the Buddhist meditations. So for example, 7 points mind training is consist of the 100 package of Lojong practice. The Lojong is 7 points Lojong. It's called Lo in Tibetan Buddhist language is mind. Jong means training. There are 100 package Lojong training. 7 points mind training is consist of the 100s. And when you come to the third stage, third points of this practice, then you will be able to engage in all these 100s, different Lojong or different training to increase the quality of your meditation. So 7 points mind training is a wonderful practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the techniques that you describe
is the mindfulness in the first time.
The first time.
Yeah.
Later you discuss also something called Tonglen meditation. Can you explain a little bit about that, how that might be different? Or
Tonglen is based on, it's also training. This also will develop, maintain the concentration and mindfulness practice, concentration practice. It will maintain that. But plus, Tonglen is the compassion. Yeah, Tonglen increase the compassion. Compassion carries a limitless meritorious. So that will, this is mainly for purify the bad, negative karmas in the mind. Tonglen will purify the negative. In Buddhist teaching, there are a lot teaching about karma, how the karma is existing in the mind. There's so much teaching about karma. But simply, karmas are the negative mental events. So many negative mental events stored in the mind by cause of this ego clinging, self-clinging. So once you have the clinging on yourself, that attitude, develop a lot of afflictions. So afflictions then control what you say, what you do, will collect negative karma, and that will store in the mind, which produce bad dreams, let's say bad realms. Yeah? And to purify the negative karma, then Tonglen is one of the sub-branch of the 7 points mind training. Yes. Okay. Tonglen is recommended. Yeah. Tonglen means giving and taking. Here, when you exhale your breath, then you make wish that all your happiness is generated and absorbed by the living beings, and they're free from the sufferings. When you inhale your breath, same times you think that you remove all their sufferings, all sentient beings' sufferings, and absorbed by you. There's a kind of training, yeah.